Good morning. My name is Linda, and Tina has asked me to do a short grammar teaching, which we're going to try to do throughout the year in short segments. And what I've decided to start with today is some very basic punctuation. One piece of punctuation that I find is often misused, and that's the comma. Seems pretty simple, but a lot of people don't understand the proper way to use commas. So I'm going to share screen here, and I'm going to start up a PowerPoint. Probably need to go back to the beginning. Commas help your reader figure out which words would go together in a sentence and which parts of your sentence are the most important. Using commas incorrectly may confuse the reader. It may signal ignorance of writing rules or indicate carelessness. And we don't want to do any of those things in our writing. Although using commas correctly may seem mysterious, it can be easy if you follow a few guidelines, which we're going to start with this week and we'll continue. I want to go over just the basic uses of the comma, which you probably learned in elementary school. We use commas after an introductory clause or phrase. We use commas to separate independent clauses and to set off non-restrictive clauses, all of which we'll go into greater detail at a later time. We use commas between all items in a series with dates, addresses, titles, and numbers to set off direct quotations. It's very important as a writer that you know how to set off a direct quotation and to use your commas correctly. We use them to indicate direct address and to set off appositives. Now, before we begin, I just want to bring up some myths that you need to be aware of. Myth number one is that long sentences need a comma, and that's simply not true. A really long sentence may be perfectly correct without commas. The length of a sentence does not determine whether or not you need a comma. So don't be fooled into thinking that just because it's long, you have to break it up with commas. Myth number two is similar. You should add a comma wherever you pause. That also is not true. Where you pause or breathe in a sentence does not reliably indicate where a comma belongs. Different readers will pause or breathe at different points or different places in your reading or in your sentences. And the third myth is this, that commas are so mysterious that it's impossible to figure out where they belong. And that's also not true. There are some English rules that can be flexible, but not so much with commas. They're fairly predictable and usually will predictably go in a certain place. So let's look at our first comma usage, and that's going to be introductory bits. So we use a comma to set off an introductory word or phrase or clause. This lets the reader know that the main subject and the main verb of the sentence comes later. There are basically three kinds of introductory bits: small, medium, and large, which I have written here. No matter what size they are, an introductory bit cannot stand alone as a complete thought. It simply introduces the main subject and the verb. So small introductory bits would be a one-word introduction. Excuse me. In this example, I have truthfully, comma, I like ice cream. So that's one word introducing the main subject and verb. And then there are what we call medium introductory bits. Medium introductory bits are often 2 to 4 word prepositional phrases or brief ing or ed ending verbs. In this case, it's just 2 words. In fact, comma, I could eat it every day. So that's a medium-sized introductory bit. And then we have large introductory bits, which is more than 4 words. You can often spot these by looking for keywords or groups such as although, if, as, in order to, and when. So I've started this one with if. If you wanted to make me happy, comma, you could buy me some ice cream. So that's a large introduction. And notice that they're all set off by commas. None of them could stand alone as a complete thought. That's why they're set apart with commas. So that's our first introduction to the comma usage. We're going to continue with this in our next teaching. And our next teaching, we're actually going to learn about something we call fanboys. So I'm going to stop the share here. If you want to learn what fanboys means and how it relates to commas, then join us the next time we do a teaching. For now, y'all have a great day and thank you. Bye-bye.